Hey everybody, how's it going? As you can see here, BlackBerry is somewhat upset. She invested in some REITs at the height of the bubble, and she's kind of salty about it. So we're gonna try to get her to smile again. But she's been sitting here for the last 10 minutes, looking really, really angry at the camera. So today what I'd like to discuss is what I believe the final boss is when it comes to right to repair. When I talk about issues like a company going out of their way to make sure that I'm not able to buy chips from the manufacturers of the ICs that go into their products, that's one thing. When I talk about a manufacturer serializing components so that we can no longer replace them, that's another. Or not making schematics and board views available. This all falls under the umbrella of right to repair. However, there is a larger umbrella or a final boss. Every time you think Kuj is the last one, no, there's a Necron behind him. And in the repair business, I think what we're not noticing is that it's not just anti-repair, it's anti-property ownership in general. And a lot of people keep linking me to this one thing from the World Economic Forum. I keep getting emails with it. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. And that is quite a statement. The idea that not only will you own nothing, but you will be happy about the fact that you own nothing. I think we've seen a lot of pushback against this for the past 10 years. Particularly, just one example that I know of is the resurgence of vinyl LPs as a form of distributing music. My bias, I personally can't stand vinyl. I don't like the sound of it. Once you get used to hearing some of the inherent distortions that show up on like the tail end of certain instruments, you can never unhear it, and it bothers me every single time I hear vinyl. I like high-end audio. I like use Vandersteins. I like my DAC, but I can't stand vinyl. I know I've pissed like 99% of Bushwick and Williamsburg just hit X and unsubscribe, but I'm not a particular fan of vinyl. However, there are some really cool aspects to vinyl. So first is, instead of having this little digital file or this streaming service where you never actually own it, you're just using someone else's thing for right now, you own it. You can touch it. You can feel the record. And you can actually see, like, if there's an album cover that's really cool, unlike when they had to, like, cram it into, like, a little cassette case or a tiny CD case, when you have a nice vinyl record, you can see the album cover the way that it was meant to be seen, in full size. You can actually pick it up. You place it on the record player. You pick something up and you put it down on it. And then you can see it's been around. Like, there's this experience of owning something that is so cool that it overcomes the fact that vinyl just fundamentally sounds awful compared to, let's say, a 24-bit 96K FLAC file through a nice DAC. But it's cool. People want to own things. And we're at the point of pushback to where even if it's not necessarily the best thing, and again, I'm going to get a lot of shit for talking crap about vinyl, but it's true, that people they like the idea of owning something, and there will be pushback against this. And there's one other link that someone sent me to this washing machine that, I shit you not, their business model is that you rent the washing machine. And I think you're going to see more and more companies move towards these models. So a lot of appliance repair people will tell you that, the appliances made 30 or 40 years ago were more meant to be repaired and more durable than the disposable crap made today. Well, this is the next step. So check this out. This is Washpass by Candy. So this is connected and convenient. Washpass puts you in control, which is interesting because you don't actually own it. So let's take a look at the model. Washpass gives you a smart washer for a one-off payment of £69 with your monthly payment of £6.90 whatever they call it in England, plus 8.8, whatever they call it in England's, wash covering usage of the machine, the cost of detergent deliveries, plus service and support. So you pay 80, whatever they call it in England, cents or whatever, per wash, and then you get the detergent, the service, and the support. So let's just do a little bit of math here. So let's say that we go to Best Buy and we take a look at the prices of washers. I'm not giving you my location, GTFO. Like, you have 700, you have this one, which is kind of cheap at 449, 719, 899, 674, 999, 809, 799, 899, 5. So let's just say the average price of a washer, maybe let's just say around $700. And let's just do a little bit of calculating here. Let's say that you use your washing machine 2 times a week. Now, there's 52 weeks in a year. Now, that is going to get added to the fact that it's $690 a month. So $690 times 12, and you pay $69 up front. So the yearly cost of using this washing machine is going to be, let's just do a little bit of math here, plus. So this is going to cost 186.8 pounds per year. We just convert that to dollars. So that's $243.91 per year, plus your 69 pounds, which is $90.10. So if you own this washer for more than about, let's say, 2 or 3 years, probably I would say the 3-year mark, you are at the point where you could have simply purchased a washer and some discount detergent and been ahead of the game. So this is an interesting business model here, trying to get people used to the idea of renting their appliance rather than owning it. Now, you do have to keep in mind that they are covering the cost of detergent delivery plus service and support there. But even if that's the case, I could buy 2 washing machines and over the course of, let's say, 8 or 10 years, still be considerably ahead of the game. I know people that have had the same washing machine for 20 or 30 years, and they've had to have it serviced, minimal amount of times as long as they're not abusing it. So, and now, granted, here they say that they'll deliver your initial detergent supplies. They'll even deliver your detergent. Because you can't get cheap detergent on Amazon via something like, let's say, Subscribe and Save, where you buy it, and it just shows up once a month or every 2 months or 3 months. I think you're going to see more and more companies be upfront and honest about this, where they're going to say, listen, we're not just going to sell you it and let you pretend that you own it, but you don't really own it because you can't buy any of the parts needed to fix it, and you can't get access to the manuals needed to fix it. And if you go to the companies that made the parts that went into this machine, they won't sell it to you. So, when it breaks after a year or two, you'll have to pay us 75% what it actually costs to buy new to fix it. So we'll let you think you own it, but you don't really own it, to a model where you actually don't own it, where they're honest up front and they say, listen, over the course of 2 to 3 years, you are going to rent this machine, and you will spend as much in those 2 to 3 years to rent this as you would to actually just outright purchase it. But that's what it's going to be. You're going to rent it. You're going to spend a lot of money to rent it. You're going to be worse off after 3 years than if you had simply purchased one, and you're going to be happy with it. You understand that? I kind of wonder, what do you appreciate more? Do you appreciate the people that at least try to give you, try to fool you into believing that you own it, give you that little delusion that you own it by selling you something that is completely unfixable because of their deliberate practices? Or do you appreciate the upfront honesty where they say upfront, listen, you don't own this. You're renting it from us. It's going to cost you more after the 3rd year than if you had simply purchased it, but you're going to be happy with it. I'm kind of curious to see how this goes. I'm really kind of rooting for this model to fail. I'm rooting for this model to be repudiated by consumers, because if this model wins, then more and more companies are going to start to converge and utilize this model, and then that will just, in my opinion, this will be bad for everybody. But let me know what you think in the comments down below, and let me know how many people I pissed off by saying that I don't like vinyl. That's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye now.